Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of everyone's favorite place to be right here on a, what is it? Wednesday night?
Wednesday. It's Wednesday already. I can't believe it.
Already. And we are here with Pitch Practice,
The
the
show.
show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. How are you doing today, Brandon? Let me make sure that we are going live on each of our channels. All right, now we're going live inside of the Facebook group. I forgot to welcome all the new members. I know we had several members that uh, I need to actually accept them into the group. So I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. Still helping all of you out there grow and monetize your brands using funnels and social media. Still.
Still doing it. And I'm still here. Brandon with BKXX Enterprises, your chief business strategist, helping you strategize and use those funnels that Mark helps build to grow your business and get all that digital plumbing hooked up. The all important digital plumbing for that lead flow. And you're asking me how I was doing a minute ago. Let me tell you, I'm a little tired today. Not going to beat around the bush about it. I'm tired. 6 hours on the road up to Akron and back for a trade show, meeting with some of the Bruce Wayne clients, as I like to call them, for the day job, and scoping out trade show booths, things like that, to help grow that business. And then, just before we get on here, I was wrapping up a podcast using Riverside. Which was absolutely phenomenal. Recorded it, hit AI, edit, boom, edited, done. Got the clips I needed to do for the reels. Cleaned up the audio, and the podcast is already scheduled to go out tomorrow morning at 7:15 a.m. on the Business Growth Accelerator podcast, BGA, on Spotify tomorrow morning, 7:15. But yeah, we started recording at 6:15. By 7:15, I had the podcast ready to go, uploaded, and rocking and rolling. So,
Oh yeah,
love Riverside.
Oh yeah, really? So you like Riverside? That worked out pretty well. You control it on your end, right? But
I did.
we've used Riverside before. Did we use Riverside? I think we used Riverside when we were live that time, because I remember you had an audio and then you had a video and it was messed up.
Yeah, something happened. I don't. We might have done it, but I've since worked out the bugs and they've gotten better. And in fact, I was able to showcase some of Charlie's work in one of the videos that he sent over that I used for his site. So it was pretty neat. So definitely check it out. And yeah, I appreciate you watching on YouTube or listening to on Spotify.
Awesome. What I always like to say is that welcome, everyone. You know that we are being seen and watched from all over the world. That's crazy, right? That's the beauty of the internet. US, Mexico, Canada, South America, Europe, Asia, Middle East, everywhere the internet goes. So welcome, everyone. And the internet goes everywhere.
You forgot our friends down under in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. UK, British, Australia. I said Canada, right? Oh yeah, can't miss them. And Mexico too, and Brazil, South America. I did say South America, but just another, and also over in the continent of Africa. Yeah, a lot of friends over in Africa too, and even in your neck of the woods. So I want to ask, what neck of the woods are you in? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear you and support you, and maybe even shout you out. It's a great part because we get to shout out everyone who's commented during the live or at some time during watching the replay. we go back and we watch these, and we respond to all the comments, and we love seeing it every week. Hey, great to see you out there watching. Yeah, Michigan. Did you see we got let's see
Yeah.
who's watching out there.
Yeah, Michigan, sure, we'll allow it, I guess.
What did you say?
I said we'll allow it.
We'll allow it because it's Tracy. We'll allow it.
Yeah. Nobody else from Michigan, at least on my streams. I'm just kidding.
How are you doing out there, Tracy? I'm looking forward to. I think you have I'm getting your emails and I love them. I think you have uh, a big event coming up this weekend, and maybe you can just post it in the comments, and I'll put it up here on the screen about your big event that's happening this weekend. It's getting wow, it's crazy how we are back around the calendar again. You know, the clocks are almost about to turn. What is it? Behind an hour?
Yeah, fall back. Yeah, we're gonna fall back.
Yeah, yeah. And Tracy says every weekend. It's like Tracy goes through that really busy time, and then it's like it's over, and then it seems like 2 weeks pass, and then it's time to go again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you mentioned 1 year around the sun. I don't track my years anymore from the first of the year. Since I've been in this funnel hacking world, I track my year when that credit card hits for that month for that annual subscription to ClickFunnels, because that's what I know is real, and I gotta keep hustling, and that's what we're gonna get into in this episode, because we got a guy out there that's causing some controversy on was it Twitter? He put that post up, and then we shared it on LinkedIn. You shared it. Who are we talking about tonight?
Yes, yes. Something that you're right about that. It's that same time every year because we as oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you see what Tracy commented?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that annual time where okay, then now we've got another 12 months to go out there and still make a difference using this software. But what's really cool is that it it keeps getting better and better. I mean, this software just keeps getting better and better, and the more things that we can do gives us more opportunity to expand. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me see here. Oh, what was it? There we go. Tracy's wants to know what was the controversial phrase. All right. You might catch a little bit of it in the actual title of today's episode. Um, and the title of today's episode, we titled it um, If You Have No Money, If You Have No Money, You Should Have No Shame. If you have no money, you should have no shame. But what does that mean, right? What does that mean? Uh, let me bring up the post. Share the post.
Bring it up.
It's just let's see here. Let's see. Where is that at? Okay, yes. Yes, let's bring it up here. All right. Okay, so that's sharing on the screen, right? So let's bring it on the screen. Here we go. Ha ha ha. This is that post right here from, oh, wait a minute. Right? Does it really work that way? Yes. I think I guess we really want to talk about this. This is a topic that I think us as entrepreneurs should always be aware of. He says in this post that if you have no money, you should have no shame. Knock, call, email, text, DM, ask. Life-changing doors don't open themselves.
They don't. And, you know, from the good book itself, one of the key phrases in there that is said a lot: ask and ye shall receive. You know, you don't get what you don't ask for. The squeaky wheel always gets the grease, right? So you just got to make a lot of noise, and you will get what you need.
Right, right. I'm also going to bring up. I'm going to bring up 3 reasons why entrepreneurs fail to do this every day. They fail to take relentless action every single day. When it comes to this entrepreneurial world, it's really different. Yeah, I think so too, Brandon, because I think you're kind of a little bit low today. um, it's the difference between working for an employer and working for yourself. When you're working for an employer, you seem to have a little bit more get up and go to go out there and do those things that you need to do every day. But as entrepreneurs, you have to come up with that intrinsic motivation that says to you, let me go out there and get it. And there's some days when you may feel more motivated to go out there and get it, or as Tracy put it, the grind. And then there are times when you may not feel as motivated to go out there. And I think there can be, like I said, we're going to talk about 3 reasons why those entrepreneurs might not uh, move in that way. But I also want to, what I saw on this post was what I really liked was some of the comments. Let's read some of the comments. You know how the comments are, right, Brandon?
Mm-hmm. They can be pretty wild.
Sometimes the comments are pretty good. Good, good. Let's read some of the comments here. Yeah, kind of a lot. If you don't act, then it's a no anyway. How about that? I have to remind myself of this every night before bed. What about that? I do beats IQ every time. Okay, let's see here. Hold on. This is the truth. When you're starting from nothing, you have to be relentless. There's no shame in knocking on every door and making the calls until someone opens up. I've been there, grinding with no funding, no connections, but I never let pride get in the way of my hustle. You can't wait for opportunity to find you. You've got to go after it with everything you've got. That's how doors open. Keep putting in the work and stay hungry. Can you think of, yeah, comments are the best part. Are you there with us, Brandon? Is your speaker working?
Hopefully it's better now. I might have to go buy a new mic. This Yeti might be wearing out with the USB, old USB deal. Hopefully the new ones have C. But anyway, no, totally get that and understand, what Alex is saying, and it does kind of hit home to the heart a little bit. Just think about the time that I was out knocking doors for cancer insurance. It was a tough grind, and there was there was a point where I'm driving these backcountry roads thinking I'm too good for this at times, but then I looked at my bank account and I said I'm not good enough for this, and went to reach at the next door. It was tough. I wish things could have worked out better for it, but with the pandemic looming and things like that, I knew a lot of things were going to be changing, so I had to get out of it. But even in today's deal with the side hustle and then the main deal, I got to get on the phone and start calling as many people as possible to figure out if they need the labels or if these service businesses need need help just getting set up online properly. So got to get over the shame and the I guess the fear of rejection and that resistance to getting the bag.
That brings us to one of my reasons why that people they don't knock, they don't call, they don't DM, they don't email, they don't ask. And one of the biggest reasons is fear of rejection. I remember when I first started email marketing, and I remember actually getting someone to sign up for my email newsletter and being afraid to email them, Brandon. You ever had that feeling?
Not on that part of it. Not being scared to send out an email, because I mean, I've gotten already so used to sending out, a weekly email. Sometimes I remember to do it. But what would get over that is if, you had the proper sequence set up, that you knew emails were going out anyway, that there wouldn't be any fear of then just popping in and sending something out yourself. Because you've already done the work, you've already done the practice of building out your sequence, you've already written those emails. So there'd be no difference than just hopping on cold to write one yourself. So, yes,
I'm talking about the very first time, when I set up this funnel. Okay, I set up this funnel, and yeah. Okay, so Tracy makes a good point. I'm going to bring on her comment here. But I set up this funnel and it worked because people were opting in and giving me their email address. And then I thought, oh my gosh, what are they going to say? And and I'll tell you what happened. I think it was, I had my sequence set up, and then I sent out the first email was just the welcome email. And then it sent out on auto a second email, and then I got a response back, and someone said, "You scammer." So yeah, someone emailed me back saying, "You scammer." And I felt like, why would someone say that? I'm not a scammer. Why did someone say that? But it just goes to show that I was just very green. Over the years, I've really built a lot more confidence in being able to write out to someone and not caring what someone says as far as even what they think. But I remember when I first started, that was a complete nervousness for me. And Tracy says that I get it, Mark. Like in my case, I have professionals join my list, and then I worry they know more than me and will be judgmental.
Well, I mean, they could, or they could not. Nobody knows everything, and maybe they're humble enough to realize that there could be somebody else that knows more, so they want to know if they're missing out on something. So it's a double-edged sword. I've never had anybody respond back and call me a scammer, so I can't feel for you there. But I do get upset when people unsubscribe. It still hits me in the heart there a little bit when I see somebody unsubscribe from the list. But I guess it just wasn't right for them, or I said the wrong thing. But shit happens.
Yeah, and that's another thing as far as being out there and being relentless every day. If you listen to Grant, he'll say, hit the list, hit the list, hit the list. But then sometimes if you hit the list, people may unsubscribe.
Yeah, the list hits back.
Yeah, the list hits back. And I think that's one of the things that keeps people from actually going out there and as you know, Alex Hormozy puts it, making the call, sending the email, sending the DM, sending the text, and asking. But we all know that you can't get a yes if what?
You don't ask. That's plain and simple. You got to ask. I mean, there's a right way and wrong way to ask, but the ask still has to happen. And for myself, I personally hate cold DMs. I'm not a big fan of cold emails. Maybe because I just don't know enough about them or how to do them. It's kind of takes me back and thinking about that to, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Absolutely hated the sport of basketball. Didn't watch a single minute of it. Never liked it until I played it, until I got active in the sport itself. I played 7th, 8th grade basketball, where I learned the fundamentals of it, understood the game, and then I could tolerate it a little bit and actually sit down and watch a game. Not NBA, but at least NCAA, right? So if there's something that you don't like, it's probably because you just don't understand enough about it. So definitely recommend learning it to then go do it, because again, can't have shame if you don't have any money.
Right. And that's the thing. When you're broke, you should throw that shame out the door, out the window. It's sort of the big regulator. It's the thing that pushes you over the edge. And that gets me to this other point about the reason why people might not take that relentless action every day. And it actually comes back to what we were talking about with Tracy. And that is doubt of your value and abilities. Doubt creeps in, or as this word has really gotten popular, what is it called? Imposter syndrome.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it's the doubt. And when I always think about having a doubt, I always think back to something that Kobe Bryant said. I've said this multiple times about imposter syndrome, and he had this quote that he talked about why he's not afraid to take that last shot. That last shot in the basketball game, when the game is on the line, there tend to be certain people that can take that shot, and it seems like ice is just running through their veins,
Yeah, and I don't really get it either. As far as the fear and things like that goes, yeah, we all have the fear. I have it myself, but there's something that I heard a while back. When it comes to doubting abilities and thinking if you're good enough, nobody knows what the heck they're doing anyway. In this whole world, nobody knows what the heck's going on or what they're doing. From the highest CEO to the freaking janitor, everybody is just winging it and doing what they think is right. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you can have that mindset, and if I can continue to instill that mindset myself, everybody will be all right, and things will happen and get done, and people will progress and move forward. Just realize that honestly, nobody knows what the hell they're doing or what they're talking about or what's going to happen. It's all fugazi. Not to be negative about it, but that's the reality of what it is. Because if everything did work, we'd have perfect everything, no debt. People would like each other, and we wouldn't have the problems that we had today.
I agree with you. Even I do agree with you. Even the doctors, it's you hear doctors saying that we practice medicine, and that's what they do. They practice medicine, meaning that they acknowledge that they do not know everything, but they are practicing the art of medicine. Even attorneys, they practice law. They're practicing, meaning they go through trial and error and but they have the ability to still believe in their abilities and believe they bring value. You hear the saying that what is it? You can't make the winning shot if you don't take that winning shot. And if you don't believe that you can make that winning shot, then chances are you might not. You know, chances are you may not. And oh no, I was going to talk about the quote that Kobe Bryant said, and it's just that, you know, when he's there and he's taking that last shot, how can it seem like it's just ice cold and he's running in his veins and nothing affects him? And he says, it's because I've taken that shot hundreds of times. I've taken that shot in my mind. I know what I can do. I know what my abilities are. And that's how you can really overcome that, I believe, is practice. And I think practice and experience removes a level of doubt. You know, even like I was talking about, I mean, you can say the same thing too, especially with your ability to get people to sign up for your email list, right? You get better and better as you go along.
Yeah, posts get better, hooks get better, your stories, your offers, everything gets better with practice. I mean, just recently, I don't know how many times I've tried in other groups to get people to come on the podcast Business Growth Accelerator. And, you know, one day I was just kind of feeling it. I don't know. I went to one of these local community pages. It was a Monday, so you're allowed to pitch your business on a Monday. And so I know at least business owners will be in there a little bit more active. And I said, hey, looking for a business owner who wants to share their story on my podcast. No pitch, no fee. And the flood of comments that came in was like, holy crap. A lot of comments.
You had a post that went viral?
It's semi-viral, yeah. They're in the local group there. And I think from that post, about 10 or so people actually booked a time. I only do these interviews in the evening and on the weekends. So, you know, maybe it just didn't work with some of them. They didn't want to do a late night show. Perfectly fine. But yeah, I got 10 people to sign up. Just did the first one tonight. Yeah, so it was actually really good, especially after being a little rusty over the past 6 months of not doing an episode. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of them. It was fun.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen those. I haven't seen your podcast. I think since you started doing that business coach, the fitness coach with the what was it? It wasn't the 72 hard, but it was a
60. Yes, 60 new. Commit to change with Crystal. Yeah, I was deep dive into that. That kind of fell off. I mean, she's still doing her thing. We're still kind of connected. I'm helping her out when she needs it. But yeah, I mean, after that last one, it just kind of fell off. I couldn't get anybody to come on the show. But then again, I wasn't asking anybody either. So it's that thing. Like I wasn't asking, I wasn't getting, right? So, you know, I asked and I got.
Right. That brings to that's like a perfect segue into my point number 3 as to why people don't take relentless action every day. And that is they think that outreach doesn't work.
It does. It just has to be done right. When you think about it, you know, when was the last time that you actually said yes to a cold offer, right? It's when you really needed it and they knew you needed it and they did it in such an eloquent way that it didn't feel like they were pushing and putting it on you. And it's like, you know what? I need this now. So I'm going to go ahead and get it. But there were some things in the background kind of, you know, chipping away at that block, right? Before you even say yes. And it takes me back to, you know, a classic Dan Kennedy story when he talks about going from annoying pest to
Welcome.
welcome guest or valued guest. And he talks about his house catching on fire, or at least his front yard catching on fire. To he embellishes the story a little bit on how big the fire actually was, but some guy knocking on the front door, he didn't want to answer it until he came around to the back door and actually was able to tell his message that, hey, your house is on fire. Then he was welcome, right? So you don't have to set somebody's house on fire to become a welcome guest, but you do have to have the right message at the right time to make it happen.
Yes. I think that over the years, I've seen this, I'll call it an epidemic with entrepreneurs in the online world. And the epidemic is people wanting leads to come to them on autopilot. They don't want to show their face. They don't want to post. They want people knocking on their doors.
That sounds like me. That's ultimately what I want to get to, right? I really don't want to chase. And the best ones out there don't. But I get exactly what you're saying. In the beginning, you have to chase. You have to sow those seeds, and then you can reap the rewards. So, yeah.
And but you hit the nail on the head right there, and you said the big ones don't. And the big ones don't get there without going through that same process. They go through the same process, but they've built up, and to the point where their name is a brand. They've branded themselves. Their name is a brand, and their name, their name speaks for them. Their name and their reputation speaks for them. But until you're at that point, you have to be out here like Mr. Sabri Subi and do what? Sell like crazy.
And he's still selling. I still get his ads. He wrote a great book. I'm not gonna lie. And if at some point in time when I get big enough, he's on the short list of people that I reach out to help me get to that next level too. Because he's not doing anything new, but having his expertise behind my brand to then, I know it's kind of weird cannibalizing that to then do it for other people, but anyway, we'll talk about agencies helping agencies on another show. But the point is, when you're big enough, nobody has to reach out. They'll just start coming to you.
Oh no, yeah, I love Sabri Subi's book. I love it. It's a really good book too, because he does break down everything. And yeah, I like that book. But I know we have kept a bunch of books in our
library. Yep.
Yeah, in our library, and a lot of them are really, really good books, from sales to marketing to branding, whether it was expert secrets, or whether it was about traffic secrets, talking about the different ways to get your message out there. And I've or different methods of closing, like the Closer Survival Guide. Have you picked that book up lately?
I have not. I'm about due to go through the 10X rule again, just for that motivational bump. Don't know if I'm going to read it or listen to it, but no reason not going to read it, because I got a signed copy and I don't want to mess it up. So
the
listen to it.
The 10X rule, not the millionaire but the millionaire booklet.
Yeah, millionaire booklet I read about every quarter, maybe every other month, and the 10X rule is about every 6 months. I crack it open, or at least turn the audio on for it. I'm not big on reading the book itself, because again, it's a signed copy, and I don't have another one to tear up. So maybe I'll go buy another one to tear up and keep that one fresh.
Yeah, I love that book. It's a quick little read, and you can throw it up. You could throw, like I said, I think I have the audio. No, I have the ebook version, and I just throw that in a Word document and let it read it back to me. Yeah, yeah, I like that
Yeah.
one. Yep, yep. And yeah, so those are some of the mistakes that we make, and you know, if you're having difficulty, what would you say to someone out there that's having difficulty getting out there and being relentless every day for whatever reason that might be? If it's one of the reasons that we pointed out today, if it's fear of rejection, fear of uh, what others might say, whether you might be doubting your abilities, or you doubting that you even have any value, or maybe you think that outreach doesn't work. I think about what I think, I always think about what works on me.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're having those troubles, can't go alone. Like the path to greatness is never traveled solo. There's always there's always a sidekick by your side. I mean, every great superhero has a sidekick, right? So get help. Reach out to other people in your industry, outside of your industry. Um, it doesn't matter where. If it's a spouse, if it's your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, whatever, somebody that can at least understand and be empathetic to what you're going through. You might not actually need any advice from them, but to at least be able to talk to them and get it off your chest will help. If you're looking for free resources, the SBA does have free coaching available through SCORE. But I will be honest, I've been in the program a little bit. You do get what you pay for. Okay.
So if it's free, just know that you're going to get what you pay for, right?
Exactly. You do have to do a little bit more on your end and do the reaching out and things like that, depending on who you get as a coach or an advisor, right? So, I mean, I can't speak for the entire program. I just speak for the one person that I've had contact with at one point in time and had some discussions with, and they were great discussions initially. Don't get me wrong, but they kind of fell off. So. Hire a business coach, right? They would have a little bit more of I wouldn't say it a fiduciary responsibility, but to keep their reputation, if you're paying them money, they don't want to be slandered or badmouthed that they didn't get anything done because they won't get any more money, right? So, they got a little bit more skin in the game if you're investing in them to help you out. So consider a paid business coach. But yeah, definitely get the partner, get a mentor, get a coach. There's plenty of help out there. You can obviously reach out to either one of us. We'll be happy to point you in whatever direction that you need to be pointed in. But yeah, to get over yourself and get out of that imposter syndrome deal.
Yeah,
get help.
You make a great point, because I don't think it can be overstated. I think it's actually understated that the amount of help that you can get with other people. I mean, just us starting this together. What do we call this? Pitch practice, where you are able to practice with your skills. Either maybe you're practicing cold calling and role playing, and getting to the point where that rejection is not a rejection anymore. And I think the Closer Survival Guide is a good book for that too, because it teaches you how to respond to the different, responses that you'll get.
The different excuses.
Yeah, the different excuses that you'll get. Maybe you think that someone is saying no when they're not saying no at all, but they're just saying that you need to have the right information if you want to convince me to go along with your product. And when you are Interestingly enough, we're in this election season right now, and you see politicians, or what they're called, their surrogates, right? They have their talking points, and they understand what the objections are going to be, and they have those. They've got a strategy to answer, deflect, and then talk about something else.
Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, we won't really get into it here. I've already early voted, so I'm technically out of the game. I've already said my piece. But
Hey,
there you go. All right, done.
in and out, in 30 minutes, in and out, 30 minutes, and I'm done.
Yeah. So those talking points, but they have to be used right. Like, you just can't throw out a close and it's not relevant to what is going on to the whole situation. So, you have all the talking points you want, but if you don't use them right, you don't use your closes right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that comes with practice. That comes with having those objections come to you, and then you become seasoned. The more you hear it, again and again, and that role playing, is something that can help you out just to become seasoned. It's like Kobe Bryant there, taking jump shot, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. You start exercising that muscle until it becomes strong. And you see a comment?
No.
Oh, no. Tracy says, good point. All right. Thanks so much for all your comments, Tracy. Good point. I don't know if she's saying good point to me or you, Brandon.
I don't know what stream she's watching on, but yeah. No, a lot of good points tonight. We covered a lot of things. Hopefully you're getting some good value from this, and appreciate you watching. If there's anything that you want us to cover, we are wide open for topics and suggestions. I'm going to be open and honest with you. Sometimes we're last minute deciding on what we're talking about before we can get on here. You could probably tell, but no, this one we've been kind of sitting on for a minute. But it's definitely a good one.
Yes. We'll always try to keep it up to date and relevant. So if you've got something, you know how they always say, drop it in letters to the editor.
There you go. Leave a comment below. Shoot us a DM. If you got any questions, we'll be happy to cover it on future episodes.
Drop it in the inbox. But I know you're tired, Brandon. You've been doing overtime today, so
yeah, I think it's time to cold stop right now. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. No, again, we appreciate you watching. If there's anything that you got out of this, leave your insights in the comments below, your ahas.
Absolutely. And you can always find links to join my Facebook group, Funnel Building 101, or just look for a link on any of my profiles, whether that's on YouTube, whether you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, not Instagram, but you're watching on LinkedIn, you're watching on Facebook, or YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We're not live on Twitter anymore. Ever since that place is going,
Twitter's awesome. I don't care what you say. Twitter's the best place on the internet.
Yep, it's the most.
I'm gonna start just calling it Freedom Social. That's what it needs to be renamed to.
I guess that's why it's lost over $20 billion worth of value over the past.
Yep, it's just like America. It's freedom.
Yes. But if you're watching, make sure you find some of my link. Join me inside the private Facebook group, or find a link to become to watch Brandon's podcast, the Business Growth Accelerator. Can't wait till that next episode comes out. When are you going to be releasing it?
It's tomorrow, going to be released tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. So just in time for your morning ride into work. Okay.
Yeah, and don't forget to get on that newsletter for that Monday Marketing Madness. It's one of the best email newsletters out there. I think you can say that with confidence.
I think it's pretty good. Past couple weeks, it'd be okay. But this week's coming up is going to be pretty good. I actually put some time, effort, and energy into this week's coming up. Some of the ones, we won't go there. I'm busy. Okay, so I use a little AI help for the past couple ones, but we'll be good.
Sounds good.
I'm only one person. Okay, I'm only one person.
Hey, you're doubting your abilities. You're doubting your value and abilities.
I know. That's
It's good. I mean, when you think about it, it's really good, solid advice. And if someone were to pay attention and take the advice, they could use that information to grow a 6-figure business and accelerate it.
They can. I give a lot of free how-tos in there that I probably should be charging for, but I don't, because I don't. Why charge for it? There's a ton of information out there for free anyway, but it's only information. It's not good until you act upon it. Okay, that's it.
Yes. So go out there and vote.
I totally random there, but yes, go vote.
No, I mean, I'm just saying go out there and take action, because when you vote, you're voting to take action with your business when you are taking action. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Pitch Practice, the show.
The show.
And we will see you next